What's up guys, this is It's Me 64 and welcome back to another episode of the 64 Club. Now, in this episode there are going to be two things that I want to do. Now the first one consists of quite a few smaller things, and apparently it's night right now. Anyway, the first one is to build a bunch of sort of mini farms, because I want to farm a whole bunch of different items, just like simple farms. For example, a bunch of farms that have to do with the Nether. Examples of this are hanging roots farms, vine farms, all that stuff. So I'm just gonna find an area over here that would be on the map still, which I can just build a bunch of those farms in, because that's just what I want to do. I also want to make some vine farms, grass farms, fern farms, tree farm even, in this area, just so I can start farming that stuff, because we're going to need that for future projects. Now, a few of these things we are going to need for the second thing I want to do today. And the second thing is, you'll notice that, as you can see over here, we've got this underground area, which is like pretty much the most used place in this whole entire thing, right? But anyway, if I head down, then you can see that there's still a lot of unused space. So I actually want to build another one of those, areas just like the one we have up there, maybe even a third one, but that would be for the future. Anyway, in this episode I wanted to just start digging out that hole, because if we head up here in the spring cleanup episode, we actually cleared out a whole bunch of the area around the base, and the only thing that we did not really clear out yet is the Nether portal. So I'm gonna make a whole dedicated room down there for the Nether portal to be in, because I want a sort of a nice room for this Nether portal. Anyway, that is what we are going to be doing this episode. So first I'm just going to start thinking of all the farms I want to make, and then find a suitable location for those farms. Right over here I've got signs with each of the 8 farms that I want to build. Now, keep in mind that these are all going to be micro farms, so it's not going to be too much. Anyway, the first one that we have is a fern farm. We have a weeping vines farm. Then we have a grass farm. We have a hanging roots farm. We have a flower farm. We have a vine farm. We have a tree farm, and we have a moss and azalea stuff farm. Now this will only actually be able to work in 1.17, but the date right now is 3 June. Of the time of recording this clip it's 3 June, and 1.17 is going to be released on the 8th. Now this video is probably just going to come out at about the 9th, I think, so I'm not going to have this in place, but I do already have the sign, because I definitely want to build a farm which will be able to get me all of that stuff. Anyway, something I have noticed though is that I've just got a whole bunch of shulker boxes with junk. Yeah, just straight up junk in them. In my shulker box, so I'm quickly going to sort those out, and then whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to get all the resources that I need to build a bunch of those farms. Like, for some reason I always have troubles flying in. I gathered the materials for each of the farms, and this wasn't actually really gathering, it was more looking through my storage system and getting a bunch of things. But anyway, as you can see over here, I've got pretty much all the materials that we are going to need to make this. Now in this shulker box, there's all the things that we are going to farm. So the weeping vines, the twisting vines, the ferns, the grass, all of the small flower types, then the oak, spruce, and birch. trees. Now, I'm not going to make a full automatic tree farm with a wither cage and that stuff, because I'm just not going to do that, okay? But yeah, so I think we will start from the beginning and start with the weeping vines and the hanging vines. The weeping vines and the twisting vines. Okay, there's no hanging roots. I thought so. I knew that hanging roots was not the correct name, but I didn't know what was. Anyway, let's start by constructing those two, because those are the two farms which are like sort of nether based, let's say. As you can see over here, the twisting vines farm and the weeping vines farm have been constructed. They're both in the same style, with of course the white stained glass and the stone. Yeah, this is pretty much it. It's really simple. What's just gonna happen is these things are gonna, by random ticks, just grow. Once they grow in front of the observer will bring a signal over to the piston, as you can see over here, and then the piston will extend, chopping it off, making the things fall into the hopper or in the hopper minecart. The hopper minecart over there prevents loss, so if anything falls onto that block over there, the hopper minecart will actually pick it up. So these things are 100% lossless. Anyway, of course this is a little bit slow because as you can see, these things aren't really growing yet. We haven't gotten anything from them as of now, and it's going to take a really long time to get, like, for example, a stack. So that is why I have this lever over here and dispensers over there. So if the farms are like this, then they're just always going to function. They're just like forever going to function as long as they're loaded, and they'll produce, but they'll produce very little. Anyway, when I flick this lever, as you can see, they'll start bone mealing it. And then I'll be able to get a lot more drops. So the bone meal function is toggleable for both of the farms, and as you can see, I just got a whole bunch of the drops just then. So that is how that works. It works really well. As you can see, I can turn it on again, and then there's a bunch of things getting harvested. So it works absolutely great, and they all just get put into that chest. And then we can look over here, and we can see that there's no excess things lying anywhere. That's because these farms are just 100% lossless, which is absolutely great. So I am a big fan of these. Anyway, next up is the fern and grass farms, and much like these two farms, these two are completely just the same farms. These are also the same farms, only they're inverted because of course the twisting vines grow on the ground and the weeping vines grow on the roof. Anyway, these two are basically just the exact same farm, only one of them will have ferns in it and the other one will have grass. So yeah, let's I'll construct those two right now. Here we have the grass farm and the fern farm, and as you can see, these are literally the simplest farms ever. We've got pretty much no redstone at the back over here. Now I must say, these are my very own design, and I have not tested them yet, so I'm just gonna see if it works. Yeah, that's a problem. Let's see if it works with the grass farm, because I know that these work in Minecraft Java edition, but that's then because you can hold stuff in your offhand. That's not good. You know what? I don't need too much of these. I'll just use these farms the way they are. There's not much I can do about that, really. yeah, you know, I'm just gonna leave these as they are, and we're gonna pretend that these work out fabulously. Anyway, next we have the flower farm, and the flower farm is also 100% bone meal based. Now, this is going to be the most insane flower farm you have ever seen. It is absolutely insane, and it exploits a micro bedrock glitch mechanic, which I did show all of you in the second episode of this series. And I'm thinking that you guys, probably all of you, didn't see that. Anyways, I'm gonna build it up right now. Okay, so the flower farm is definitely one of the most complex and big farm that I am building over here. Anyway, it is actually pretty much done. So the last thing we need to do to finish it is boom, it's done now. That's really nice. Now, if I flick this lever, we should see this starting to move, and that is absolutely how we want it. And if we look over here, we should see that the dispenser is firing, which is also how we want it. And that needs to be a sticky piston. Okay, let me quickly go and fix that. Okay, so this is now a sticky piston, and we can extend that and retract it with the observer, which is pretty nice, otherwise we won't be able to turn the farm off. Anyway, these are all of the small flowers I have. Now, I might be missing one or two. I'm not entirely sure. I'll check that later. But for right now, I want to see if the farm works. So we're going to pick this flower over here, the blue orchid. We're going to put it over here. The dispenser has bone meal. And by the way, there's no collection system. The collection system is literally going to be me walking over this area collecting everything. Anyway, let's put away all of the random items in my inventory. Just like that. There, now we have pretty much nothing in my inventory anymore. And I say, flick the lever. Oh, you guys see that? You guys see that amount of flowers? Now wait until we go and collect it. Okay, the farm has been on for more than long enough. Oh dear, look at all those flowers I'm collecting. Just look at this. You guys saw how short the farm was on, right? We got pretty much 4 stacks of flowers from that. So yeah, that's the farm. And if you look at the bone meal dispenser, you can see that we haven't even lost that much bone meal, because that was half a stack of bone meal. That was literally half a stack of bone meal. That was half a stack and 4 bone meal, and that got us that much flour. Oh my. So yeah, I'm not sure if I said it already or if you have like understood it already, but this farm, yeah, this farm is pretty overpowered. So we'll definitely get enough flowers from this, I think. Yeah, we're definitely gonna get enough flowers. Oh wow. And by the way, I know it used to say tree farm over here, but I'm scrapping that. I'm not gonna build a tree farm. I'll just, like, you know, bone meal a few trees somewhere and then chop them down. That's how we're gonna roll. Anyway, there are 2 more farms we need to build. The moss and azalea and stuff farm, which I can't build, and then the vine farm. So I'm quickly gonna build up the vine farm. And by the way, the vine farm is just gonna be completely manual farm to harvest things from. So yeah, that's not going to be hard to do at all, at least I hope. Yeah, so guys, this is it. This is what the vine farm looks like, and you might think like, oh, this is just like a bunch of random blocks, but no, this is actually the most efficient way to harvest vines and to make them grow. So that's pretty good, and that's why I'm doing it this way. I'm not doing it this way because I just randomly thought it might be a cool way to do it. I'm going to extend it once more. If you extend it any more than this, though, it's just like it's not really going to work that well. So, oh, that's why the water wasn't going away. I was wondering why the water wasn't going away already. Okay. Boom. Well, that's the vine farm done. That took like literally no time at all. And then we have built up all the farms that I wanted to build up here for today. So we can just put all of our leftover junk into these shulker boxes, then pack them all up, which is quite a lot of shulker boxes to pack up actually. Boom. Boom. And then we can dump everything into our ender chest. We can mine it and we can head out. So now we are going to get down to the second thing I wanted to do with this episode, which is building the nether room. So let's quite quickly get marked out exactly where I'm going to want to build this, because there's a lot of space down there and I'm not entirely sure yet exactly where I want it. When I head up this water stream over here, we will find a very, very small area, and this is all going to get carved out, but that will pretty much be in no time because of the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful haste 2 that we have. So yeah, I'm going to carve out an area. The hole has been dug, and this is the exact size. Now you might be wondering why we have this outlining over here and over here. That is because I also dug out the floor and the walls. So the walls are actually going to be going in right over here where this is, right? So yeah, that's that. So this is where the walls are going to be going. So I won't need to dig out the walls when I want to decorate them afterwards. So that's nice. Anyway, these are the things that we got from this. I pretty much just got like a chest full of stone, a bunch of gravel, a bunch of dirt, and then a few other blocks, and that was quite a lot of digging, especially because it was very irritating because there was a bunch of random gravel in the middle, which I didn't have fun digging. As you can see, there's quite a bunch of stacks of gravel there which I had to dig. So yeah, anyway, now we can start actually gathering the materials for what we're going to build here. And a few of the materials for this I think I have stored over in the nether. And now by in the nether, I mean over here at the piglin bartering station. So we can grab a shulker box and we can start filling it up. So I already gathered some materials over here, and I was just letting these farms run, although it appears that they've run out of bone meal. I think we should have pretty much like enough for now. 33 and 34. That's not actually a lot. We might need to run it a bit longer. Oh, and as you can see, they've just run out of bone meal. And we got 1 fillet. Well, you know, that's not a lot, but you know, it's okay. You actually have a whole, like, double chest for work stuff. And I already grabbed those, but right over here, we actually have a lot more of these as well. So that's pretty good. We can take some of the warped fungus, maybe some nether warts for decoration too. I don't know. I don't want to use any ancient debris. Wait, I can grab some bone blocks, and then we can make like one of those fossil structures and make like a mini, whatever you call it, soul sand biome. That would actually be cool. All the resources we will need have been gathered. As you can see, it's quite a lot, and we're probably not going to use all of them. But this is also quite a large area. And oops, keep forgetting to correct that mistake. Anyway, I think it's time for a time lapse and start building these things, because you know, nowadays you can't really have an episode without a time lapse in it, am I right? Really happy with how this turned out. Especially like the fortress and then the mini biome over there, like the Soul Sand Valley. I'm really happy with how that all turned out. But yeah, I also really like how I chose the two different tree biomes in the Nether, and I integrated them both in there. I think that worked out extremely well. Anyway, the portal ended up taking 1 stack and 6 obsidian, if you were wondering, because I was saying like let's bring enough obsidian to be safe, but so yeah, this is that, and we're not actually finished yet because I want to make a tiny lava pool here. But to get that lava, we're gonna need to go to the Nether, and I'm not entirely sure how these portals are going to link up, because I haven't actually been through them yet. So I think we're gonna go through for the first time. I'm gonna see where it ends up. Yes, okay, that is great. That is great. It ends up in the Nether portal that we have over here. Okay, that's really good. Now I'm gonna grab some lava and then see what happens when we go back through the Nether portal. Oh, I've got myself some lava. Now we're gonna head back through. Let's see. Okay, so we end up here. That's not a big issue, because then I'll just break this for the Nether here. Now let's go through again. Yes! It worked! Now let's quickly just try the second portal, because you never know. Very nice. Okay. Well, that was that. By the way, what you think of like the soul fire behind here? Anyway, now we can place our lava in here. Oops. Let's hope I have enough. You need to place some lava in the middle. There. Perfect. So that looks pretty cool. We got a miniature lava pool right there. That's nice. That's nice. Anyway, that is it for this episode. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you do not want to miss out on any future uploads or episodes of the 64 Club, of course. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.